Okay, so this morning I talked quickly about Screver, that I set out to build the most functionalist, the best CX feedback management platform there is. Also the sexiest one, I said. It has to be attractive, otherwise it won't be used. And what is important is the way we built it, now 300,000 hours later, it is extremely attractive for the end user. Everything is animated. So because it's attractive, we have more people participating in research in surveys, and we have more people finishing a survey. And of course, it has a lot to do with what's called questionnaire design. You have to set up a questionnaire in a way that it makes sense and it's not too long, and lots of rules and regulations about this. But what we also did, we made the software extremely attractive for the admin user. Only if the admin user likes it, they will use it. And you see, with Screver, you can build any kind of complex feedback survey within minutes and design it and send it out. Where other solutions, they take months or weeks and days to even program what we do. Good. That's to say as a start. Then one more comment before I go into the system. When we pitch for larger projects, we always up against SurveyMonkey and other platforms and Qualtrics and Medallia. These are the industry standards, the giants, the giants in the industry. And usually we always win against them because they were, as I said this morning, they were never made for the end user. It's a very excellent software, but we have to be very technical to use them. So. And we have a few customers here where AVZ, for instance, who presented before, there was a public tender. And to win a public tender, you have to be, as a small company, you have to be insane to participate in one, or you have to have a very, very good product. Yeah, maybe have a little bit of both. But and I just learned before that, I know I cannot reveal that information, but for us it's amazing that we even now always win against the giants in the industry. And Gartner last year, our biggest analyst is called Gartner. And Gartner, they built what's called a quadrant, the Voice of Customer quadrant. And the founders of this quadrant is called Ed Thompson and Jim Davis. They both looked at Screver and said, we've never seen anything like it. So, and now I have to show you that if that's really true or not. And I quickly log into one of our customer system. And I'm very happy that Mario Sagre is here. Gentleman there was playing with the phone at the moment. That was not from us. So Mario is the founder and owner of MS Sports. You know, thousands of kids go to his sports camps every year. Multiple camps, I think more than 400 camps. And we are supporting called the Racket Camps Tennis. And we just realized, and Mario and his team, they're using Screver to survey the parents, to survey the children. And as Simo said 2 days ago, the cool thing with children is they're always super honest. You know, they don't sugarcoat things. And I just want to show you, this is the environment of MS Sports. I can do this now for minutes, and I can do it much faster. These are all the surveys they built in Screver. You know, I can do this now for minutes. I could really do this. There are more than 1,100 surveys in here. You know, and I think 12,000 feedbacks. You know, feedbacks meaning a kid has answered the whole questionnaire. That means probably about 1 million feedback only from children and from parents over the last 2 years for MS Sports. So, just want to say that because I'm very happy about this. Oh, right. On that note, let me find my environment. Okay. So Screver Turns 7. The idea was born today, 7 years ago. As I said this morning, we then developed it for 9 months. We started rolling out in Glacier Express, and then we developed another 2 years, and then we started to market it. And now we have a solution that is unparalleled in the market. And I'm going to show you quickly an example how Screver works. You know, in Screver, we have lots of what's called templates. Survey templates that we have developed with universities together or with industry experts, so a company doesn't need to start from scratch. And I have to talk a bit faster now because we are running a bit short, that's why I hope you can follow. So, and what I can do now, I can take any of these survey templates. This is, for instance, onboarding. So we do of course, customer feedback, but we also do employee engagement. And now this is onboarding. This example for Breitling, and here's a person who started to work at Breitling. This is the first time you can help me out. Start the survey, and it's not about the question now. It's about, did you see the animation of the software? You know, and as I said, it is supposed to be attractive. Most people like it, but you can also have the whole thing in boring if you want, especially for universities and research institutes. But we have tested that, and we get better results with the animated version than with the more traditional version.
Christian, can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
So I see that the page is dynamic. Is the questionnaire also dynamic? So based on the answer, then the next question will be defined?
That's a very good question. That's called, in Qualtrics term, that gentleman over there with the long white beard, he used to work for Qualtrics until the end of last year. And no one knows experience in customer is better than him. You're going to listen to him later on, I hope. And in Qualtrics, that's called display and flow logic, right? Okay, and this is science. This is the art to mirror this in a system. That's, you know, if you have dependencies between different questions and answers. And we looked at about 100 systems worldwide, how they do it, and we made it better than anything in the world. We also visualized the flows. So there are different ways we can do this, but we can take this offline. But yes, this is very well possible. So you see, and then of course this survey now is also in German. But okay, now we saw, I guess we can agree it's somewhat attractive. Now I'm going to say, okay, I want to create a new survey. I can now say, okay, I take any of these templates. I can open up a template, we value your opinion. The preview says it's a team meeting feedback survey template. It has 6 questions. It takes about half minute to minute to pass, and it's available in English. I can, in the preview, already go through the preview and see if I like the survey or not before I start using the template. But I'm not doing this. I can then also say, I'm going to start the survey from scratch. I need to make a decision. Do I want to have a survey or a pulse survey or what we call a quiz? They're kind of knowledge checks. They're excellent for brand awareness, but this I can talk hours about, but I won't at the moment. Then you have to say, okay, you want to have it in boring, classic view or animated, and should it be anonymous or not? And then you have to pick the language. I'm also not doing this. I'm telling now Screver AI. We were the first one who implemented multiple AI modules to do any kind of survey. Let's now say I want to do an employee engagement survey. I'm going to select industry, let's say gambling, casinos, because it's topical today. And I need to say in what kind of mode I want to have this. Let's say now it had to be enthusiastic, and then the question types. And I want to say I want something with 7. I want to have a survey with 7 questions. Now, Screver AI, based on those attributes, goes out and looks what's available and builds the basis for these surveys. Of course, this is just the basis. And now we have to go into it and, of course, change things around. What aspects of the game experience bring you the most joy and excitement? Okay. Or this one, how likely are you to recommend? It's a typical NPS question, Net Promoter Score question. And here I'm going to say, not at all, very much. So, and you can do any kind of smileys, of course, if you want. So, and then I say I also want to have a text comment. I'm interested in the context. Only a number doesn't tell me much. So I want to say, okay, what if I'm most valuable or not? And of course, you can change this here. And I say then once more, I want to have another question like this. And I choose any kind of other answer type, casino cards. Before we developed this for Casino Baden, of course. And we take this one. And then I say, okay, now I created a survey. I want to have this question up here. I created it. Here would be that flow map. But I don't have any flows in here right now, but I could quite easily create them. Then I need to design it, or I want to design it. Any kind of CI you have in a company, we can use in here. All the color coding is in here. And I want to say, okay, I choose a background image. Let's say casino. Oops, casino. And here we implemented Unsplash. It's a database with millions of free pictures in here. You can pick any kind of pictures because, again, it is imperative that the survey looks nice. If I go now on publish, everyone who has the link will be able to do the survey. And let's now say I need to have a link. I'm going to distribute it. Say casino. And I've created a link, and this link, exists, Casino 2. This link I can distribute and integrate to any kind of social media channels or any kind of email client, or we have a QR code generator in here to generate the most attractive QR codes. Again, there's a big difference between white and black QR codes and nicely designed QR codes like the one we had before. There are more people participating if it's nice. So now we have created the survey, we've designed the survey, and now I'm going to publish, and I'm going to show you now that's what it looks like. There was a text question, and now I have my cards. And then I have the NPS question, I guess. And if I go a 10, super. If it's a 0, I want to find out why. Of course, now we can ask for the contact details, we can follow up and close the loop and figure out how we can improve the happiness of this person. Right. That was about survey creation. I guess you can still follow me. And then when it comes to, give me a second, I have to go into Focus Water. It's a company that belongs to Rivella. They're coming always to the new market with new tastes. They want to find out if these tastes resonate or not. And when I go in here into the analysis part, which is this one here, it shows me that 79% of the people have started, the participants have started the survey. A few of them dropped, but still a lot of them completed the survey. It tells me the location where they are based. It tells me this is just the basics you get to know. And then, of course, there's an NPS score in this question. You can click on it. You can drill down and see who are the positive comments, what are the negative comments, and so on. And Screver starts running correlations. As soon as we have enough data in there, it will tell you which answers and questions are depending on each other. And yeah, but again, no, I don't have time to go for them. But yeah. And then, of course, we can have the survey result as a single record, or you can export all the survey results into a report. You can design and create a report as you wish, or we give the whole data stream to any kind of BI system. Usually it's Tableau or Click or MicroStrategy or any kind of other BI system. You can use our dashboards. I'll show you them here. These are our dashboards. That's, for instance, an Australian company we done a project for. This is our standard dashboards that come out of the box, where you get the most important details of your surveys. And we want to, when you click in here, for instance, you can create what's called widgets. In the widgets, you decide what you want to see on that dashboard. And you could say, from Mario Zaga's 1,100 surveys, I want to see out of 20 surveys, always the first and the second question in the same widget. So, and you can build those dashboards within minutes. So, and one thing I forgot, let me go back to my survey. Then, when we in the analysis part, we also integrated Google AI, and what we do here, we extract meaning from text, meaning especially in the context of Europa Park, for instance, or many other customers too, where we have a lot of unstructured feedback. People, they sometimes write whole documents in text, and then other people need to make some sense out of this. So we're using AI for this. We categorize all this information into different groups that we can define ourselves, or groups that are defined by Screver AI. In here, there was a question, how likely would you recommend it to a friend? Screver then detects the sentiment as well, if it was positive or negative. And so negative was identified as nothing. And I think that's what EWZ, Markus Krappmann also showed this morning. EWZ is also using this auto-categorization and sentiment analysis to extract meaning from text. One thing I want to show you as well that I forgot is this. I want to have now this survey in another language. Let's say it's now in English. I want to have German. and at the press of a button, the whole survey is translated into German. Now I want to say, I want to have Swedish, and it's translated into Swedish. And now the cool thing, we have integrated Arabic and Hebrew. And this is art. This is a miracle, because there we go from right to left. The whole thing changes, and if you go now look at the survey, and you go into Arabic, you see everything goes now the other way. And this is not, that sounds easy, but to develop this, especially when you don't speak Arabic, it's a miracle. So I know I have to close. I just want to give you a quick glimpse on Screver. I think we could agree it's not a ugly platform. All right. Do you have any questions?